Hello, and welcome to the Select Board update for the meeting that happened on Wednesday, March 5th. I am Yolanda Greaves, the host of Around the Clock, as well as the current chair of the Ashland Select Board. Thanks for listening to this update. We started our meeting a little bit late after 7 o'clock, after having had an executive session. We jumped in to citizens' participation. We had Donna Rombauer, who is currently on the Council on Aging. She is the vice chair. She came in to request that we reduce that committee from 9 to 7, which we then did later in our meeting during our consent agenda, but they are also looking for volunteers. So if you are a senior or not quite yet a senior, but want to help out and participate, they have a meeting the first Thursday of the month from 10 o'clock at the Ashland Senior Center. If you're looking to participate, you can fill out a talent bank form and then take it from there. We also had then a legal update from Lisa Mead, our lead legal town counsel. She talked to us a little bit about NSTAR, the Eversource project case that started probably about 5 or 6 years ago, still ongoing, nothing there. Burnham Circle is a section of town where road work was done, the developer didn't finish things, and we as a town were brought into that. We also had an update on the UGC and Gaynor property. That is two different pieces of litigation that is going on for about the property that is up on Memorial Drive, and neither has been concluded yet. From there, we then had an update from Rob Scher, former member of the Select Board. He is the town representative to the MBTA Advisory Committee. There were certain committees that you don't need to be a Select Board or Planning Board member, but you can be appointed to that. So he came to give us an update on some of the budget issues that's going on with that, as well as the expectation for some increased regional rail, which may mean some increased trains coming through town, some increased train traffic. And then the other discussion was a little bit about the quiet zone that we're still looking for, but we're not sure if it's going to happen, and do we want it to happen? So be tuned in for more updates on that. We then went into our old new business. We had an update about the recent tri-board meeting. So the tri-board meeting is Select Board, School Committee, and Finance Committee, as well as Superintendent and Town Manager, Assistant Town Manager. They had their finance person from the schools, as well as our Town Treasurer. And basically talking about the fiscal year 26 tax budget process. So fiscal year 26 starts on July 1st of 2025, and looking at what our expected revenue is and what our expected expenses are, and the fact that the two do not match, and what are we going to do to either try to make them match, either by increasing revenue or using one-time funds, or reducing services and bringing that expense expectation down. So be tuned and paying attention for more conversation on that. We then discussed a little bit about a communication plan. So we have Beth Reynolds, who is our Economic Development Director, as well as Communications, and she has Jordan working with her, who they do a lot of the events at the Corner Spot, as well as put out newsletters and information about what's going on in town. And we will be getting an update that will actually be pushed out to our next meeting. We had an update on the dog park. Yes, the dog park is still going forward. It's been quite a process. We just had bids opened where we are looking to actually start construction sometime this spring. So we had our bids. We're now working with an organization called the Stanton Foundation, who does dog parks, getting grants from them, as well as some CPC funds. So keep tuned, because most likely there will be shovel in the ground sometime this spring for an Ashland dog park, and the location for that is going to be off of Memorial Drive, just past Trolley Brook Trail. We then had a discussion about an open meeting law complaint that was filed against the Select Board. There's a member of the public who filed a complaint. We had probably 5 executive session sets of minutes from 2024 that had not been released yet. And as volunteers, it's a process sometimes to make sure that happens. We work with our town staff. So those were reviewed in executive session on Wednesday. So now, once they get finalized by legal team, we will then be able to release them out after our next meeting. We talked about the town meeting warrant. It has closed. Yep. So it's not closed. Intentions were due. If you have articles for town meeting, those were due by February 28th. Remember, town meeting is always the first Wednesday in May. We then talked about the BAA grant and select board grant program. So if you would like to participate and submit a grant request, if you are a nonprofit, you could go into our BAA grant program where you can request up to $4,000 in one cycle, in one period, in 2000 in the next. If you are not a nonprofit and would still like to apply, there is the ability to apply for a smaller amount from our gift account. We also discussed the Select Board Scholarship. We offer two $2,000 scholarships to two seniors that are graduating that live in Ashland. If you're a high school graduate, you don't have to go to Ashland Public Schools, but you do have to be graduating high school and live in Ashland, and those applications are available on the town website or possibly through your school. From there, we talked about some volunteer opportunities that are going on. We approved our consent agenda. And then we received an update from the town manager on some other projects. We looked at, he talked to us about the downtown project, and we signed and approved a memorandum of understanding so that the building where Nick's is in, there was no good place for them to attach and go underground to do their utilities. So they're going to be coming right next door to the sidewalk, and it'll be going through the town hall parking lot and going to the back of the building so that we can really get rid of all the wires that are going on that are currently in downtown. And we're hoping for that project to be finished sometime in October. We finished our meeting at about 20 of 10, so we were done in a timely manner. And that was the meeting for March 1st from the Select Board. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to Select Board members or Town Manager for any questions. And of course, you can go watch the full meeting if you want to see the full detailed discussion on each of these items.